What if your reports are faster, your modeling smoother, and your authoring experience just got out of the way? Here we are in February 2026. But before we get into all of the great information, I want to remind you that the Microsoft Fabric Community Conference and the Microsoft SQL Community Conference are coming in March 2026 to Atlanta. Scan the QR code to learn more and sign up. We'd love for you to register, learn new things, and connect with the community. And you can use the discount code FABCOMM, FABCOMM, to get $200 off registration. Hope to see you there. For all the details for this month, you'll see a QR code floating on the screen. Scan that to jump straight to the monthly update blog. I'm Adam Saxton. This is the Microsoft Power BI update for February 2026. Let's begin. This month's generally available features are all about performance, polish, and productivity. We've got improvements that make your reports more responsive, your modeling experience more reliable, and your workflow smarter from development to deployment. Some of these features have been in preview for a while, and now they're fully supported for production use, which means you can confidently roll them out across your organization. Public preview this month is where things get really interesting. We're seeing deeper enhancements in authoring experiences, smarter modeling capabilities, and early investments that point toward where Power BI and Microsoft Fabric are heading. These features are designed to help you move faster, reduce manual work, and build more intelligent analytics solutions. And with that, let's jump into the demos so that we can see exactly what this looks like. Based on your feedback, we've been working behind the scenes to enhance the performance of the Azure Maps visual, particularly for maps that use pie charts. Beginning with the February release, customers will start to see faster rendering when working with these visuals. This improvement makes interactions feel more fluid and helps reduce delays when navigating or updating your report. All right, enough of all my talking. Let's see the other demos.
I'm excited to announce the general availability of the Input Slicer, previously called Text Slicer. The Input Slicer has kind of dual functionality. When it doesn't have a data column, it's used in the translytical task flows with user data functions. And when it has a data column, it is a slicer where you can just type in any part of what you're looking for and it will filter the data column attached. Previously, we only had one filter operator, which was contains any. So as I type in different strings, as long as the value is contained anywhere in that word, it would go ahead and select it. Now we're adding in a whole bunch more of those filter operators, including starts with any, does not start with any, contains all, contains any. And as a report author, I can choose to show the whole text of those filter operators, format the fonts and the background to match my report. When I'm consuming this report with the Input Slicer, if I wanted to look for all the states starting with A, the contains any doesn't get the job done, but starts with any does. I'm able to flip it over to that filter operator. I see all my states starting with A, and if I wanted to add in the state starting with W, I can easily do that and undo it just like I could before with this slicer experience. When viewing Power BI reports on a non-Windows device, such as on a Mac, you'll notice that some of the fonts don't appear as they would have on a Windows device, such as the titles on this report are showing in kind of a Times New Roman look. Now, with this update, when you look at the same report on a Mac or non-Windows device, you should see the fonts as they were looking when it was viewing on a Windows device. Here I have a list of my state and territories that I want to paste in to select my slicer here. In Button Slicer, this has been available for a while. I can simply copy from Excel, paste into the slicer, and I can see those selections have been made. With this release, we're also enabling this on existing slicers. So here I have an existing drop-down slicer. I have the paste option, and just like it happened with the Button Slicer, I can select those items that I pasted in from Excel. I want to show you a couple things about the new card visual now GA. One of the things we've changed in this release is we've increased the default for the number of columns from 5 to 10. And with AutoGrid on, this means that if you have less than 10 items, it will fill the space. But if you turn AutoGrid off, it'll leave space for up to 10 items. And another thing we didn't really highlight before was that you can add categories to your new card visual. When categories are added, and here I have year, they're actually selectable. So I can select one of the years if I click on that header part of the card, and to unselect, I just pick a different section of the card to click and it will release that selection.
Those demos were amazing. And before we wrap up, it's time for our community member spotlight. Every month, we highlight someone who's leaning in, helping others, sharing knowledge, and making the Power BI and Fabric community stronger. This month, we're spotlighting Karen Salage. I hope I said that right. Karen joined the Power BI community in 2024. She has received more than 180 kudos, authored over 50 solutions. She has over 50 replies. And fun fact, outside of her work with data, Karen is a dedicated plant enthusiast. She currently cares for over 60 different plant varieties inside her home, with more than 80 plants in total, including duplicates. Karen especially enjoys tropical plants, although she admits they can be challenging to keep alive. She and her family cultivate more than 150 plant varieties in their garden. Their collection includes everything from roses and fruit trees to around 10 to 15 different tomato varieties each summer, along with Delilahs and other seasonal plants. Karen is also one of the founders and organizers of the Microsoft Fabric and Power BI user group in Austria. So from all of us, thank you for everything you do for this community. We appreciate your time and your contributions. If you have questions about any of these updates, drop them in the comments below. We're always watching and we love seeing what you're building. For all the details, scan the QR code on the screen or hit up the link in the description below to check out the monthly update blog. And if you're not already there, join us over at the Microsoft Fabric community site. It's the best place to stay connected and keep learning. Thank you so much for watching. Keep being awesome, and we'll see you in the next video.